Can Gail Kim just fucking stop? Can Gail Kim just fucking stop with her comments, man? You know, Gail Kim is so out of touch, out of date. It's getting sad. It's getting sad. Maybe she was hit in the head too many times by chairs and shit and whatnot, but she's also just as small as Riho, just a little taller. So the matches with Awesome Kong doesn't state the same. So her remarks. So here's an article for you. Gail Kim claims former AEW employees agree with her on controversial Riho remarks. She's basically saying Riho's too small and she can't beat people, but Gail Kim was doing the same thing in TNA Impact back in the day. Really? And then she starts talking about Jim Cornette. Oh, I agree with Jim Cornette. Bro, the minute you say you agree with Vince Russo or Jim Cornette or any of these wackadoodles that make comments, your credibility goes out the door to me real quick. And Gail Kim, I've lost a lot of respect. Gail, Irvine, Kim, whatever, fell off a truck. I don't take her serious. I don't take Booker T serious. I don't take Conan serious. These are people that spew shit out their mouth and then, like, they don't know what they're talking about. They're, like, out of touch. Jim Cornette's the worst. Vince Russo just makes conspiracy theories like they're coming out of, like, the fucking alien motherships. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like we got to put our tinfoil hat on. Gail Kim is like, I just don't get it. I like, what does she do? Just sit and tweet from her house consistently and spews out garbage? So let's read this article. Gail Kim isn't backing down after a massive backlash over her controversial take on Riho. Because she's a moron. Gail Kim is a glorified moron. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. This is the same person that has no idea about deathmatch wrestling. Same person that praises WWE consistently for the trash content they're putting out as far as their women go. I guarantee she would probably justify that botch that happened with Jade Cargill and Nia Jax. She'd probably say it was 5 stars. It's glorious. So she says, for me, I saw one segment. She's only watching. Here's what I find funny about Gail Kim. Gail Kim only watches one little segment, 10 seconds of something, and then she has a mouth and an opinion. Like, watch the whole thing. Her comments, she's only watching like a clip online. And these are the same about these fanboys and wrestling fans. They just watch one little thing and then they run with it. Like, I just don't get that in 2025. Watch the whole thing. Rio's actually a really good performer. I'm sorry. Riho was holding that women's belt for a long while. And Shida, too. So it just kind of falls into the Shida category. Then do you say the same thing about Shida? Shida is literally royalty in AEW. Same with Riho. And Gail Kim is watching old episodes of AEW. She's not watching the current product. Riho's actually gotten better. And she's entertaining. So, and if we're going to go back there, why don't we go back to TNA Impact days, where they had a lot of small women going after big women and doing exactly the same thing. So the thing with me and Gail Kim is, Gail Kim, I respect her to pieces for what she did when I was a teenager and some of the WWE stuff when she was a diva. Now she's gotten older, she's lost so much credibility. Like, don't run your mouth online if you're only watching one little piece of a pie. That's the whole thing with me with Gail Kim. So she says, for me, I saw one segment, I remember feeling uncomfortable. Keep this in mind right here. She says she feels uncomfortable. What are you uncomfortable about? David versus Goliath? Okay, then we need to go back in the day then. Marco Stunt then. Then you really need to be upset over Marco Stunt then. Then you need to be upset about Spike Dudley then. Because Spike Dudley was small and petite just like Riho. But had an amazing career. She's apparently young and dressed in that match like a little girl. Then you don't understand Josie wrestling then. Gail Kim, you don't understand. So if somebody dresses in a maid's latex outfit and goes out and wrestles and is petite, are you going to say that's not wrestling? That's so subjective. I'm sorry, Gail Kim is out of touch, out of date. And when she says Jim Cornette all the time out her mouth, oh, I agree with, she's wrong. Riho wasn't believable. Riho was very believable. When AEW first started and she was crowned as the inaugural women's champion, it was very believable. You got people like Maki Ito. Then you really got to go there. Maki Ito's in the same boat then. Gail Kim. Sorry, Gail Kim, but you are really bad. And then she comments again. She says, when believable wasn't very believable in the match, that I believe I wasn't comfortable. That's your opinion. That's your opinion, and you're saying it's fact. Then you got Jim Cornette, you got Bully Ray, you got all these dumbasses in the world taking it as fact. Oh yeah, what Gail Kim said is true. Oh. It's absurd to me. It's absurd. And by the way, if somebody comes into my comment section and says I'm an AEW defender here, I'm not. I like Riho as a wrestler. Her matches were great. Her storylines were great. Riho and Mercedes Moné was fantastic to me. I'll take it over the WWE regurgitated slop content that we're getting any day of the week right now. How many more times do we need to say, like, to me, why does Gail Kim call out WWE? She keeps saying things about deathmatch wrestling and AEW. Why didn't you call out WWE for the shit? Let's keep that a buck. Why didn't you call out the WWE shit? The slop content, the bullshit content, the 1,000 time we need to see what is it? Jay Cargill and Tiffany Stratton, the next coming of Sabrina Carpenter. Or why don't we talk about Blake Monroe over here doing the same, doing this like these not really good matches when she was doing better in AEW to me. Let's keep that a buck. So she was on some huge pop podcast. Kim addressed the outrage that imploded when she said Riho wasn't believable. And she says, for me, I saw a segment. So you only watch one. That would be like me watching one episode of a show, being slow, and then saying, oh, well, this show sucks. That would be like me watching Aliens Earth and saying, oh, well, one episode, it's kind of slow. It sucks. I'm turning it off. And not watching all 8 episodes and getting ready for the next season. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here when it comes to Gail Kim. I'm sorry, Gail Kim had her time in the sun. I don't understand this. Then her ending matches that she had. Maybe we need to put that in question. How she beat this person. How she beat that person. Didn't she go get somebody called Tiffany for a minute there? Now that lady's now retired out of wrestling. She tried to come back. She said, I actually had a former AEW person who worked there say that to me, and I agree with you. I would be backstage, and I felt the same way. So one employee says something to you, automatically everybody in AEW agrees with you. Like, get the fuck on. Listen, not everyone's going to feel that way. No means she is not a believable wrestler in current day. It's just that I haven't seen her. So you haven't seen her matches, but you watch one little segment and one little maybe like ending of a match and you're making your fucking opinion. I just don't get wrestling anymore, man, in 2025. Then she said, when I wasn't believable in that match, I wasn't comfortable with the start. If you got my terms, in the age of the child, the Jeffrey Epstein era, I feel uncomfortable. What is she on about? What does Jeffrey Epstein have to do with anything? Epstein have to do with anything to do with wrestling right now. This is the shit I'm talking about when it comes to Jim Cornette, Vince Russo, and the ladder. You got to be kidding. Absurd. And then the controversy imploded after Jim Cornette publicly supported Kim. Of course he's going to. Jim Cornette is outdated, out of touch. He talks in the 80s. Back in my day. Vince Russo, back in my day, bro. Bro. Fuck out of here. Anyway, I'll have this article down below. Read it for yourself. But Gail Kim is out of touch. Out of touch. just out of touch as a performer and as a retired performer. Gail Kim, stay at home, worry about your husband, stop being on Twitter, X, Blue Skies. God, you're so irrelevant right now. You're making yourself and your credibility go down and down and down. Jeez. Jeez. And you know what's funny is, you know what's funny about Gail Kim, and here's the funny part about all this. She's only watched a segment of stuff. Not the beginning and middle and end of that feud with Nyla Rose. And why she won the belt. And the comeback with Mercedes Moné. And if that's the case with Riho, if we're going to go there about Riho, then Kairi Sane, then we got to say Asuka, then we got to go over here with Roxanne Perez. So she had more meat on her bones, you would literally say, oh, well, you know, it's justified. I don't get Gail Kim here, and I disagree with her 100%. She's an idiot. She's an absolute idiot. Let's just keep it a buck. My name's Wraith Realm TV, giving you my raw and cut and a biased opinion, but this article will be down below for you guys. But Gail Kim, absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. If you take her serious in 2025, then you're on a whole different level of stupidity to me. Because, look, she's a legend, a TNA Knockouts legend. She's a legend in a lot of ways, but she's losing credibility by the day. Tells me she doesn't watch wrestling often. She's out of touch. And she just spills things out of the ether. Like, I just do not get it. I do not get it. And if this is the case, then she needs to go watch Japanese pro wrestling then. DDT, she needs to go watch Stardom, because there's a lot of people that look like Riho that are small, that do amazing stuff. Then at the end of the day, she's not into Josie wrestling. She's not into Japanese professionally wrestling. It just baffles my mind with Gail Kim at this point. I will never take Gail Kim serious. She's lost all credibility to me, and she looks really, really stupid while talking. That's my personal opinion. Anyway, my name's Wraith Realm TV. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.